Well, thank you, Galen and Anthony, for joining me for this quick conversation to debrief what we just did this week and what we're going to be doing the rest of the semester with a group of educators. And I'm really excited that we're going to be bringing this as a workshop to South by Southwest. So, real quick, just how are y'all feeling about how the week went and what's coming? Oh, you want to go first, Galen?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, it was a really great week.
I
And
also had a really great week. I noticed I had people in my room from all over the state. How did we even get to that? It wasn't just one place.
Yeah, so the idea started actually with school leaders, and we had some grant funds that we were doing to pull some school leaders together. And what we noticed and learned over time was that school leaders are just feeling so much pressure right now. They have a lot of demands. So we pivoted and we said, what if we ask school leaders to invite their educators to come and sort of be the beginning of an experience, help figure out what something looks like in practice so they can then bring on other teachers with them to do a very similar initiative. So we decided to go with a cohorts or collaborative structure where we would pull people together from multiple districts and they would be able to not just have a learning experience once and then go off and hope that things work, but really work to support people over a course of time so that they can have a successful implementation. And so we built some things that we think are going to be really useful and helpful for educators as they do that. And Galen, do you want to talk a little bit about sort of like what the whole trajectory is of the learning experience and what's coming up?
yeah, so this week, what was so powerful, I think, was the way people were able to connect so deeply with the work that we were doing. It was so well aligned to their needs, and we had those people in the class in our session that, I mean, this was brand new. They hadn't even taught yet. We had some people who were on the alternative certification approach, so they had not really been in education as teachers. And so people felt that this was really well aligned to what their needs were, and they really left ready to do the work over this next semester. So the idea that we had our time together now, and then we're going to meet with them again in September, October, and then once again coming all together in person in December to look at some student work and just see some of those artifacts from the work that they created during our time this week.
And new teachers weren't the only people in the room, right? Because our
Um,
specific topic area was project-based learning. And so, Anthony, I don't know if you want to talk about just sort of what that was like bringing people together at different points in their career to experience something like this.
I think that was really powerful because I had newer teachers in my room that were new to their district. They were telling me they didn't even have their like account set up yet.
mhm,
But then I also had several people in my room. One drove 4 hours to be there who was actually a teacher and instructional leader, and there was another couple instructional leaders in the room that were looking for not just about the content we were delivering, but how are we delivering the content because they were looking at supporting their own teachers in this type of work. And I thought that was really cool, and they contributed to the conversation in that way. And
yeah,
um, I like to think there was a little bit of camaraderie between like newer teachers and
yeah.
kind of slightly veteran teachers where they were seeing themselves in each other, and kind of building those connections in that relationship.
Yeah. And to add to that, Anthony, I think I had a similar experience, especially during our review of their project plans, where a new teacher actually said to me, it feels so good to be able to have some experienced person giving me
Mm.
some feedback about the plan that I've created. And also another person who was talking about how they're going back to their team to share some of the strategies that they've learned that they think that they would be able to implement in their work.
Well, I'm excited to see how this is all going to roll out over the next couple of months. And I think I'm especially excited to know that we're going to bring this topic out to the public and to others and talk about what we did to sort of organize this. What were some of the changes we made along the way? What was the impact that we saw at the very end of this collaborative? And just share some of the tools and strategies and then some of the evidence of success. And so hopefully everybody will join us in Austin in just a few months.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you, Stephanie.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie.